Have you ever wondered about why space is freezing cold? You'd. A bizarre cosmic secret explains this mind-bending thermal mystery. The sun pumps out heat, but space has no air. Think of heat like billiard balls. They must hit something. Without gas molecules, there is nothing to absorb the warmth. Mercury cooks at noon, but freezes solid in the shade. A regular thermometer here would basically lose its mind. Space isn't actually cold. It simply has no temperature. Pure vacuum cannot hold heat, leaving the void frozen. Wait until you see what happens inside a black hole. Sunlight travels silently through the void without warming the vacuum. Intense solar radiation floods the solar system with immense energy. Yet empty space itself registers near absolute zero temperatures. On Earth, air molecules constantly bounce and share thermal energy. This dense molecular blanket traps the sun's incoming heat, but space lacks this vital blanket of gas particles. Without matter, heat cannot transfer through conduction or convection. Cosmic atoms are too sparse to collide and generate warmth. Radiation simply passes through the void without hitting anything. This creates a deadly, invisible boundary of extreme temperature shifts. Solar radiation floods the void, carrying immense, invisible energy. Yet this intense cosmic light carries no temperature itself. True heat actually requires vibrating, physical particles to exist. On Earth, air molecules constantly bump and share warmth. Our thick atmosphere acts like a massive thermal blanket, but empty space lacks this protective, molecule-rich gas layer. Without physical particles, solar rays simply pass straight through. An empty void cannot hold or conduct thermal energy. The sunbeams journey onward, leaving the darkness freezing cold. This stark contrast creates a deadly, silent thermal trap. Solar radiation floods the void, yet registers absolutely no temperature. Without matter to bump together, thermal energy cannot transfer. A thermometer floating here would face a bizarre physical paradox. On Earth, air molecules constantly dance and share their warmth. But space is an almost perfect, incredibly lonely vacuum. Heat requires a medium to travel by conduction or convection. In the void, radiation is the only way heat moves. This means objects only get hot when directly absorbing light. Step into the shadow, and you instantly freeze to death. Without air molecules, heat has absolutely nothing to cling to. A spacecraft roasting on one side freezes instantly on the other. Imagine standing in a cosmic oven that somehow feels like ice. On Earth, our thick atmosphere acts like a cozy thermal blanket, but the void of space is a completely empty stage. Solar radiation passes straight through, without warming the empty vacuum. Even close to the sun, you are surrounded by nothingness. This creates a deadly paradox of extreme heat and absolute zero. Next, we reveal the shocking planetary shield that defies this rule. Heat isn't just a feeling, it's actually vibrating matter. The sun's energy travels as invisible radiation waves. On Earth, these waves crash into trillions of air molecules. These crowded atoms bounce around, trapping the sun's warmth. But deep space is an almost perfect, empty vacuum. Hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get updates. The sun's rays pass right through without warming space. Only physical objects in the sun's path get hot. Step into the shadow, and you'll instantly freeze solid. Sunlight streams through the void without warming the vacuum. On Earth, air molecules trap and spread the sun's heat. But space is empty, containing almost no matter at all. Without particles to collide, heat cannot travel through conduction. Radiation only becomes heat when it strikes a solid object. The moon's sunlit side burns, while its shadow freezes instantly. This empty void remains chilled at nearly absolute zero. Our thick atmosphere acts like a cozy, planetary thermal blanket. Next, we explore how spacecraft survive this brutal thermal split. You burn instantly here, yet space remains completely frozen. The sun blasts intense heat, but there's a catch. Without an atmosphere, heat has absolutely nothing to warm. Heat is actually just the movement of jiggling atoms. But deep space is a nearly perfect, empty vacuum. Think of it like standing near a fire without air. Solar radiation passes right through the void without stopping. Only solid matter can absorb these rays and get hot. The evidence points to a much deeper story.